got two guests tonight we got to get to. Put your lighters up, get high with me, follow with me, and everybody dance. I was like, it's on my side, west side, north side, south side, unified. Come on and ride. Set off the sprinklers in here. Hello. Thank you, DJ Blade.
GMT After Dark. You are listening to DJ Blade on the ones and twos. Introduce yourself, co-host.
My name is Serenity Promo. I am ready for today.
You're ready?
I'm super ready.
Super ready? And of course, we got the intern IFLOWZ in the building.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing tonight?
DJ Blade, of course, on the ones and twos. And of course, Malcolm, which I'm pretty sure everybody knows he's in the building. I'd like to introduce our guests for this evening. We have Dr. Flood and also Manny Garcia. We'll give them a moment to each introduce themselves. Manny, would you like to take it away?
Sure. Manny Garcia. I do a lot of marketing for Dr. Flood. Kind of old school marketing. Go up and actually knock on doors and meet that way. A little bit different, but you know, it all works the same at the end.
Is that the type of marketing you choose to do, or that's just what this certain contract asks for?
No, I choose to do it. I like to meet who I work with and kind of shake their hands and let them know what we're all about, and you know, just kind of goes a long ways.
It does, absolutely. I had explained to Dr. Flood last time, he was been in the medical field for a long time, and that one-on-one, even though sometimes it's so hard to get because the doctors are so busy, but when you have that one-on-one, you just build a rapport and a relationship with them. So that's good. I like old school.
Grassroots.
Yes, I like old school. That's awesome. Dr. Flood, your turn.
Hello, I'm Dr. Flood. I'm a chiropractor here in Houston. I've been a chiropractor now for over 18 years.
Wow.
So good thing you don't see me on the radio.
Well, he is not old, not at all. He has two locations here in the Houston area. One in Katy at 16225 Park 10 Place in Katy. And the other one is 4660 Sweetwater in Sugar Land. If you want to call and schedule an appointment with him, the appointment number is 281-344-2034. We will have that on our GMT After Dark page, so definitely if you want to write down either one of those addresses or the phone number, just go to our page, and we'll also be announcing it more throughout the show. We want to draw your attention to a website called injurypaincare.com. That is a website by Manny Garcia that if you go to that website and type in GMT, that's a promotional code for a free consultation with Dr. Flood. So check it out, injurypaincare.com. And you can type in G as in Grammy, M as in Mary, T as in Tom for GMT, and that's going to get you a free consultation. So, Manny, tell us a little bit about what you do outside of marketing.
Oh, wow. Well, kind of a family guy, so a lot of entertainment with my family. So as long as they're happy, wife's happy. I just celebrated a 21-year marriage anniversary.
Congratulations.
So, yeah, been busy. So, yeah, but it's good stuff. Aside from that, I just try to, you know, devote time to family and work and make sure everyone's happy, and then that makes me happy.
Absolutely. You got to have time for family, that's for sure. Dr. Flood, what about you?
Well, I enjoy helping people. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing this for 18
Right.
years. So there's a lot of people out there that I've helped, and a lot more out there that need help. And with injuries and accidents, there's a tough time finding the locations and the places to go. I mean, the people with the expertise to help.
Right.
Especially in the finite realm of injuries.
And every doctor always has a vice, something that they like to do outside their practice. What is that thing that you like to do?
I love golfing.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that.
I think they teach them that in college.
I worked for a gastric doctor. He did the gastric surgeries here in Houston, and he would be late for his afternoon patients almost every day because he would go to the golf course every day for lunch. And we'd be calling him on his cell phone, "Your patient's here." I know, I'm coming. And he'd come running up the stairs. Yeah, that's one thing. I've worked with a lot of doctors, and they do enjoy that sport. Putt-putt's about as close to golf as I'm going to get. It's definitely a stress reliever though when you're working, you know, in the medical field. So I'm sure you get some time and enjoy that. So chiropractor here in Houston, 18 years. Patients with all types of insurance. Almost every insurance is accepted. You can definitely reach out to 281-344-2034, and you will speak to a representative at his office that can schedule your appointment, have you go in, do a consultation, find out what they can do for you if they take your insurance. Most insurance are taken, but definitely call, ask any questions. If you want to call in tonight and ask Dr. Flood a question, or if you have a question for Mr. Garcia, definitely give us a call at 832-220-3383. Either one of them will be more than happy to answer those questions for you. We had talked about injuries from car accidents. Is that something that you find very common in the Houston area? Because there seems to be accidents everywhere.
Yeah, the more cars, the more people on the road, the more accidents there will be.
Wow, I think I see probably 10 accidents a day on these highways. It's horrible, absolutely horrible. So if somebody was to get injured in a car accident, and you know the first thing they scream is lawyer, do you take those type injuries where they're coming through an attorney versus maybe a family practice doctor and putting it on their insurance?
Well, we take anybody that's injured or hurt because we can help everybody, but it's probably a good idea, it's just my opinion, to see a doctor first.
Right.
You know? Even see if you're hurt, even.
Right.
You know? See what's going on, how severe it is.
Absolutely.
Only those types of questions can be answered by your doctor.
Right.
And, you know, if you feel that you need some outside counsel, then even ask the doctor, because the doctors are well versed in who's going to be good and maybe not so good. So so they'll definitely be able to help you. I mean, doctors do make referrals. So,
yes, absolutely.
So they can refer you for testing, MRIs, legal counsel, I guess, as well. You know, because they'll definitely know reputations of people.
Absolutely. So you heard that from Dr. Flood himself. If you get into an accident, before you contact your attorney, contact your regular doctor and have your regular doctor check you out, make sure that everything's working okay. And if they feel like you need to see Dr. Flood, all you got to do is pick up the phone and call 281-344-2034, and they'll be more than happy to take care of you at the office. You want to make sure that, you know, you may not hurt till 2-3 days after the accident, but if you're hurting, check with your doctor first. You got something, Mel?
I do.
We got a question in the house.
Serenity promo.
I do. From a marketer to a marketeer or marketing. Manny, you told me that you don't have Facebook. How would you explain that to someone that's in marketing? How does that help?
Well, again, it's just
Old school mindset.
I started marketing just kind of, you know, hitting the pavement running, you know, so it never really was a huge tool. And it's not that I wouldn't use it, but it's just I just feel myself personally just feel more comfortable going out there, you know, shaking hands and meeting people and kind of looking them in the eye. And it's just I've done very well with that. Not that social media, I mean, it's proven itself that it's, you know, it's huge, you know, but I personally, just me, I feel more comfortable, you know, in that regard, you know, just doing old school marketing.
That's definitely a good question, because social media, you know, you can reach a lot of people through social media, but you don't have that one-on-one, that personal, I don't know if intimacy is the right word to use, but a lot of people, especially when you're dealing in business, they want to have that one-on-one, you know. We, of course, do marketing for here, and we'll reach out to people on Facebook, and it works sometimes, but we find it's better if we actually go face-to-face, meet with them, show them what we have to offer, and a lot of times invite them up here because they don't know, like they'll come up here and they'll be shocked about the layout and everything that we offer, and the way that everything's set up it seals the deal. So I'm all for the old school way. Facebook, I think, has made people lazy.
I try to integrate. I try to integrate the two, go to my events. So if I use social media for a flyer, make sure I get there. You know, so that way I can truly show you I'm not a janky promoter.
Right.
No. And you know what? And you know, it's, again, it does take a lot of time, a lot of hours, you know, behind a computer. I mean, you're 4 eyeballs, you know. I mean, you would
I
have to
can't
think
see.
that, yeah. I
Ask
mean,
anybody that gets in the car with me.
it's strenuous, you know. It's a lot of work, you know. So
Thank you.
Yeah. I definitely like the old school way. Like I said, I think Facebook has caused people, social media period has caused people to become lazy and not as, you know how you want your kids to be, to meet other kids, and not thinking of the wording I'm using, but
Go outside
you know,
and play.
just to be out there,
Social innovation.
to have that social contact with people. I mean, we talk about it all the time. People don't even call you anymore. Everything's done by text or email or Facebook Messenger. And the one thing that drives me crazy, hint, hint, is when people call me on Facebook Messenger.
Oh my
I don't.
God.
You call me on Facebook Messenger. I call you on the
It's
phone.
okay for me to call you, but I don't like people to call me.
Hey.
Look, I know, it's horrible.
FYI,
It's
y'all,
double-sided.
I call her
But
phone number.
my phone does not like Facebook Messenger, and the whole time you're talking, it's beep, 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 beep in my ear, and it's just
That's
frustrating.
that
I think my mother
prepaid.
has that same problem on hers. Every time I'm trying to call, she's like, ah!
But then when I get on the phone with somebody that wants to talk for 20 minutes, I get off the phone and I'm like, why did I answer the phone?
I wonder who wanted to talk for 20 minutes.
I've got a question for Dr. Flood. Dr. Flood, tell me what you have to say to people who think they can be their own boyfriend or girlfriend's chiropractor, or their own husband's chiropractor, or their own wife's chiropractor.
Are they certified?
No,
Oh, you
I'm
just
talking
meant
about
just
shade tree
Oh.
Chiropractors that don't have any
That's as
certifications.
WebMD.
Don't have any certifications. They don't have any doctorate degrees or anything.
It's-
What do you have to say to those people?
It's definitely dangerous. There could go some things undiagnosed that are pretty serious conditions. I mean, low back pain, you can have an aortic aneurysm, which is basically a bubbling of the aorta. And if that ruptures, I mean, it's only a few minutes, and you know, you're not here anymore. So if you're feeling any pains, any aches at all, and you know, the symptoms are pretty severe, you should get seen. Don't mess around with it. I mean, most of us, our first, I guess if you will, sign of healing is denial.
Right.
And that can be a very bad thing, even for doctors. We're probably one of the worst culprits, you know, to get over that. And when we're talking to our family and our friends and stuff like that, I mean, that's nice. But hopefully you get good guidance from your family and friends to seek some attention, get some testing. I'm a firm believer in diagnostic testing. God forbid you get a test done and you find something else, or you find something early, you know, and you can get it treated, and your prognosis is a lot better, rather than, you know, sitting in denial for a long time.
Right.
Because then it's just going to worsen on itself.
I can't tell you how many times I've heard somebody say, walk on my back, pop my back. And I'm like, you're 200, 300 pounds, you're not walking on my back.
That's
Because
exactly.
I'm afraid they're going to break
That's-
my back or pop my spine or something. I'm like, no.
That's exactly what I was referring to. My mom used to do it. And I'd be
All right, guys, thank you for staying tuned in. We are back with our second interview of the night. Karen Fonseca, is that how you say it correctly?
That's correct.
All right. Anybody that's been watching the news has probably seen her and or her truck that is a new staple here in Houston. Has brought some negative and positive attention. I think more positive than negative, personally. But tell us about your truck and you're sitting at home one day and all of a sudden you decide to do a sticker. What was like what broke the camel's back for you to put that sticker on your truck?
Okay, if we want to start there, this is our second truck. The very first truck was last year. My husband owned that truck. That was his truck. He started with a little, while he was running for the president, it was a little circle decal that's kind of had the election symbols and everything with it that said F Trump, fuck Trump in there. And that truck was stolen. We had it stolen last year at Christmas time when we were getting married.
Wow.
At the same hotel, we walked off to go get married. We came back, the truck was gone. A couple months later, when
Just
we
like a
were,
black redneck.
after us renting a rent-a-car for a while, struggling to get that, we saved up enough for us to put a down payment. He found a Denali he liked, and we put the down payment on that, and that's his vehicle. He came up with the idea of the bumper sticker, and we both support it. That's his truck, he put it on there, but yes, we're married, so it's actually both of ours, but it was all his idea, and
Right.
of course, I support it 100%, and while he's at work all the time, that's my vehicle and transportation. It gets around the city, all the way around, and that's my transportation for work.
Right.
And I'm working out of the truck, so people see it all the time. So it was viral for almost 11 months. People were sharing it, Facebook, pictures, everywhere. And until Troy Nels put us on blast, it was just silent between people
I
agreeing
hadn't
and
seen it
whatever.
before his news interview. Had not seen it.
There had been posts, many of them, circulating around the world, so we hear of and
Oh, yeah.
heard of. But when he put us on blast, all this came about. And actually, I think he dug himself a hole and put us up in the spotlight.
Right.
And all by his misfortune.
Right. Yeah, now I had heard that it had been going around for almost a year. It just, for whatever reason, I didn't personally see it, but we had been told that it had been going around. But yeah, he definitely not only made a mistake in his conversation that he had about pressing charges and everything, which was totally ludicrous, but the thing that I liked about it was the flash at the bottom of the news screen where the lawyer spoke up and said, you know, that it's not a crime, it's free speech, and that he would be honored to take care of you if anything was to happen. Have you heard any more from that lawyer?
Are you talking about the lawyer that's representing me now?
Possibly.
Brian Middleton?
Which article? I don't know.
The one that
I
came
posted
across the news feed that said
on the bottom of Channel 26.
Yes.
We had a press release yesterday on the courthouse steps. Ron Reynolds, State Representative Seat 27, he was present. He supports us with the Democratic National Society. He's our #1 spokesman, which I was presented with numerous lawyers, loading up my messenger left and right. And me not ever having to use a lawyer, didn't know which way to go.
Right.
I spoke with Ron Reynolds, and he advised me I can shoot some names out to you, and I'm like, whatever you can give me, I don't know which way to go. Brian Middleton is what we signed with, and everything that involves any criminal matters, everything is deferred to him. He jumped on it right away because, I mean, you would have to ask his opinion, but in my opinion, if I'm going to give it, I think all of it was ludicrous. I mean, all of this was brought about, he went around it the wrong way. When you have a badge, you work for the law, the computer is our knowledge nowadays. Our kids use it. We don't have encyclopedias anymore. You go to Google, and I worked for the law. Anything is at your fingertips when you're over there.
Right.
If he really wanted to find me, he didn't have to put his phone number out there, blast me on Facebook. When you're blasting me, you're blasting my whole family.
Exactly.
You're exposing my family, my husband's family, everything. Most of my husband's family and everything is grown and everything, but I have some small children as well. There's better technical ways he could have done it. My driver's license matches where I live. I've been stopped numerous times by officers like, go ahead. If you can find a law code, I'll sign off the ticket. I stated that many a times. Nobody could. All the officers laughed. And I drive to my dad's house. He's a veteran, and I help him a lot and take him places. And I'm stopped by Harris County a lot of times and roll down the window to the side of me. They just want me to speed up so they can go behind me. They don't want to take a picture. They don't stop me. They want to take a picture. They support it. All these law officers that stop me, they actually support it, but they have to find a law because they're trying. But at the same time, there's no law because the state of Texas has no definite law with a penal code to it.
Right.
And so since they don't, they're doing their job because they're told to go ahead and stop it. But they can't find one, so I won't sign off, and they go about their merry way. But at the same time, they tell me, I will never expose their names because they're humans like us.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And
So
they can't necessarily voice what they want to voice. Because
No, they can't
of their
because they're behind the
positions.
badge and they
Right.
could lose their
You're not
job.
federal.
Right.
Right.
So I have a point. I'm going to bounce off something you just said. You have kids.
Yes,
Are
sir.
these the only ones right here?
No, I have
Okay.
12. I have 8 girls and 4 boys.
Wow.
And they're all mine from a previous marriage, and 12 altogether, 12 natural births.
What are the youngest?
The youngest is 6. The oldest
6.
is 24.
24. Okay. Starting at 6, name the bottom 4
no,
ages.
No.
What was wrong?
The kids are not part of the story. We want
No,
to focus
okay.
on.
You're right. I'm not. The only point I
All
was
I'm
going to
gonna
make
tell
was.
you on that is, I have kids, I have 12 kids. The age ranges are the oldest 24, the youngest is 6.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
My only point is I got friends everywhere saying, what about the kids? What are your feelings on that? That's the only place I was going with that.
Okay.
What are your feelings
Understandable.
about that?
I get that question a lot by every so often. I'll be stopped somewhere and get that question. My feeling about the kids is, if the kids see the sticker and they tell their parents about it, that's a parent's responsibility to go ahead and say, that's something you shouldn't say, because that's what I tell my kids. My kids don't go around cussing. I don't know what they're doing as they get older. I don't know what they're doing as they're younger with their friends. But they did not learn the word from the sticker on the back of our truck,
sure
exposed in here. They didn't. And I can tell you, my kids that came back from school, being in public school so much, they learned from the kids they're with, and the way those kids are raised. They learn it from the internet games they're playing. They learn it from the music we hear and the
Cartoons they
TV. I
watch.
mean, come on, Family Guy. My kids want Family Guy on. That is not for us.
Lois! Hey, Lois!
Don't get me wrong. I like the show, but it's not for kids.
No, it's not. No,
No.
it's not. And you know what? Me and Malcolm were talking about it yesterday, and I said, what about these big trucks that have brass things hanging from the back of it? What is that sending to the
The big
kids?
brass balls
So why
is
is
what
that
they
any
were saying.
different from your sticker? And that's not the first sticker that's been noticed on vehicles. So why is your vehicle an issue? And
Why is our vehicle being targeted is what you're saying.
Exactly.
And what I want to tell you on that is, what happened with the fuck Obama stickers?
No, they forgot about that.
No, why wasn't that an issue? Is it because he was black? I mean, that's just my
Because
opinion.
he was their president. They'll tell you in a minute that Obama's not my president. It's because they didn't respect him as a
Okay,
president.
you just said, they'll tell you in a minute Obama wasn't their president.
Exactly.
But I can tell you, there's a lot of Republicans out there that voted for Trump that wish that Obama was still in there right
I mean,
now.
every day.
Lots
I mean, one
of
every day.
Republicans.
There's a lot of Republicans that will not admit to you what their gut feeling is they wish that Obama was still in there today.
It's just laughable to me. It's laughable to me.
It's not laughable, it's
that-
the truth.
No,
No, he's agreeing with you.
no,
but
no,
that's
no.
I meet one every day.
Mm-hmm.
You're what?
I meet one every day. If you have a intellectual, liberal conversation with somebody on a one-on-one, 80% of people who voted. Well, I can't say 80%. A lot of people that I meet that voted for Trump wish they had not.
But